I am gonna bet anything you can hear my aircon. I apologize. It's hot. What can I do? Hi guys, and welcome to my December TBR, as well as a just customary little haul of the books I got in November. So let's get right on into the TBR. To add insult to injury, someone seems to be like mowing or doing something in the background, so apologies. The first book I am desperate to read in December is a much anticipated one for me, and it is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. As you guys might know, Carissa Broadbent is one of my new favorite authors. I started reading her works this year and I have loved everything of hers I have consumed. So I'm super excited for this one. It has just come out and I've already been hearing really good things, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I've already pre-ordered like a special edition version of it. I just can't help myself, and I'm super excited to read this and see like the continuation of the Crowns of Nyaxia universe, because Carissa is just, she's so incredible. I'm obsessed. As you guys may know, I am working my way through reading all the books in like the Zodiac Academy / Solaria universe. So at the moment I am up to Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac. I've read the first few Zodiac Academy books and now I've gone back to read the prequel series. So in December I want to at least read book 2 and 3 in the series, which I think are like Savage Fae and maybe Warrior Fae. I'm not 100% sure, but books 2 and 3 I really want to read in December, hopefully even more, but for the moment I'm just going to say those two on my TBR. Then for a bit of non-fantasy, I want to finally read Credence by Penelope Douglas. I've heard mixed things about this, of course, but like the taboo sort of romance doesn't really put me off, so I definitely want to read this. My friend highly recommended it to me and it's on Kindle Unlimited, so no harm, no foul if I don't end up enjoying it. But I do want to read this as my like sort of dark taboo contemporary romance for the month of December. I do really want to continue more series that I've started, though it is more slow going than I was expecting. I want to continue with the Captive Prince series by C.S. Packet and read book 2, Prince's Gambit. I really liked the first one and I'm very excited to see the progression in the second book. I honestly don't know why it's taking me so long to get around to it, but I definitely want to at least read that one before the end of the year. I feel like my TBR is so short this month, but I haven't read as much in November as I was expecting, so I'm not putting too much on there, especially because I am moving, but I hope that I will read like a lot more than the books I've just put on here, because I will be going on holiday, so hopefully I'll be able to read a lot then. But anyway, I digress. The final book on my TBR is one I've been hearing a lot about actually since it came out. I think it's a recent release at least. And it is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I was tossing up whether to read this one or Metal Slinger, but I've just heard so many good things about Phantasma that I've decided that I want to pick that one up. I don't know much about it. I've just seen everybody saying that it's really good. I don't actually think I've seen anyone say they didn't like it yet, at least in like on Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and stuff where I've seen people talking about it. So I definitely want to give that one a try and hopefully it will be like a new favorite. That would be great because I've had semi-bad luck with my reads recently, so I'm hoping in December we'll get some top quality things. I at least know Carissa Broadbent will come through for me, and I have high hopes for Prince's Gambit by C.S. Packet, but hopefully Phantasma can come through as like a new fantasy book on the list for me to enjoy. And there's 6 books carved out in the TBR this month, which is way lower than what I normally give myself, but I have slumped a bit in the month of November, so I'm just trying to give myself some grace for December and not feel bad if I don't like get through every single thing on my list. Anyway, November was my birthday month. It was my 25th birthday on November 13th, and I was trying to do like a low/no buy this month, but it is my birthday and I did end up getting like vouchers and stuff. So let me take you through everything I sort of got kind of as birthday gifts, but also my subscription boxes. I just picked this up today. My auntie got me a voucher at Dimmicks, and straight away I knew, because I've had my eye on them for so long, that I wanted to get the paperback set of The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. These are the new covers. I do have these books in storage somewhere at my parents', but ever since I've seen the new covers, I love the way they look on the spines, and I've been like, please, please give that to me. A lot of my favorite young adult series I read back when I was in school have been redesigned, and I'm super into them. The covers themselves are still quite classic, but it's mostly the look of the edges that I absolutely love. So I'll just show you City of Bones and City of Ashes. They are like at least reminiscent of the OG covers, but they used to come, at least all the ones I have, were like more like a royal size paperback with glossy covers, but I like these more. They smell so good. I'm definitely trying to build up a bit of a collection of my old favorite YA books, and Mortal Instruments was one of my favorites. Infernal Devices was also my favorite, so I do need to get my hands on those. I could take or leave Dark Artifices, honestly. So yeah, just excited to have these beauties. I was so obsessed with these books for years. Continuing with the YA trend, my sister got me a voucher to QBD for my birthday, so I went ahead and got the deluxe Hunger Games collection. These are in hardback. I actually thought they were paperback, but when they arrived they were hardback. I didn't read the description, I suppose, but I'm super happy with them. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I'll pull out the Hunger Games for you to have a look at. I also do love that the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is included. They all sort of like follow this theme, and they smell so good. I love that new book smell. No dust jackets on these hardcovers, which I actually do quite like. I honestly, I love a good dust jacket, but I honestly sometimes prefer just naked hardback with no dust jacket. I was at Big W the other day and I couldn't help myself, so I picked up another copy of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. As if you've been around my channel for a while, you might have seen during my 24-hour reading challenge that I kept talking about wanting to get the Penguin Classics just standard paperback so that I could annotate this next time I read it. So I went ahead and I did that, and it's like, Big W is so cheap. It's the best place to get paperbacks in my opinion. So there she is. I finally have her. I can't wait to reread. I think I'm going to reread early next year. I picked up this YA book called The Isles of the Gods by Amy Kaufman. This sounds really cool. It's like a fantasy with like pirate elements, and I want to read a few more things like that. So I picked it up, and mostly I just thought the cover was super cool and the concept was super cool. So we'll see if I enjoy it or not. But yeah, I'm trying to give like more YA a go this year because I've been very heavy on like the adult fantasy this year. My friend and I drove to Bowral again to go to Books Ever After to check their stuff out. There's a bit of a birthday outing for me, so I got 3 books there. I was only going to get 1, but I got 1 hardback and 2 paperbacks. So this is When She Unravels by Gabrielle Sands. This is a dark mafia romance. I talked a little bit about this in the vlog where I picked that up, so that will be coming out soon. I've had my eye on this the past few times I've gone to Books Ever After, so this time I definitely wanted to pick it up, and I did. Second paperback I got is a bit more of a special edition. It's got the sprayed edges. I think these sprayed edges are super cool, really well done. They look really, really nice. And this book is called Up in Flames, The Baton Rouge Bachelor's Duet, a Bad Boy Romance by K.E. Osborne. This is like a reverse harem, why choose, I guess, mafia romance as well. Just I was on a bit of a mafia romance kick that day at the store. I actually went really wanting more fantasy romance, but I was kind of underwhelmed by the fantasy romance choices they had there. So I ended up going the more mafia route, and then also got this one, which I'm reading at the moment. I'm almost finished. This is The Cult of Serendy. I mean, I've been calling it Serendy. It might be Serenday, but anyway, The Cult of Serendy by Angel Lawson. This is 3 books in one, so they each have like different, I know one of them's called Regressive, one of them's called Ordered, I forget what the other one's called, but this is the trilogy all bound into one. I love the blue sprayed edges, big fan, and this book is really, really good. I'm obsessed with like culty, fucky sort of stuff, and this fits that perfectly. I've really enjoyed this. The plot is really, really good. And normally, like, in these sorts of books, it's more about the smut and less about the plot. The plot is like, oh yeah, that's right, let's stop doing some smut and we'll get back to the plot. But this isn't like that at all. I find, like, the smut that is in this book is, like, pertinent to the plot. And it's just really, really well done. I love it. I highly recommend people check this out. This book, this series, so good, so good. Really surprised me. Very glad I picked it up. I went back and forth a few times in the store on whether I was going to get it. Super, super glad I did. I'm enjoying it a lot. Finally, this month I had 2 book subscriptions arrive. I did skip Afterlight for November and December, but I did not skip my locked library, and it was also the first month for the Forbidden Wing. So starting with the locked library, the book this month is The Ancients Game by Laurie Crittenden. 3 Trials, 2 Worlds, 1 Survivor. This is the back. It's the edges. Edges a bit more simple this month than they were last month, but I do like love that smoky design. I think it's really pretty. I'll show you the end papers and the naked hardcover. I love the way the edges look with the naked hardcover. I feel like Locked Library does that really well. Like when you pull off the dust jacket, you're like, ah, that makes like a lot of sense. This one doesn't have anything on the reverse, but it's got the standard Locked Library spine. Is your world broken, little thing? Ooh, I think this is possibly YA. I don't remember. I think it is YA. The main character is 16. Interesting. I love a good map. We know this. And the map is the end papers for both ends of the book. As always, we have the letter from the author. And another honorable mention to the map, just in case you forgot. I did find the idea of this book really compelling, so I'm very curious to see what this is like. I love my Locked Library subscription. I think it's such a good investment. It's not too expensive. It has one of the cheaper shippings to Australia than other book boxes, and the picks have been really good so far. So I'll just read this to you quickly. The city of Rees is crumbling, and Kellen will do anything to save the one she loves. 16-year-old Kellen, oh god, a French last name. Sorry. Oh my god. French is my one language, I can't. Kellen is the descendant of traitors. She never knew her family or which one of them betrayed the Isle of Nansou. Like all people of her class orphaned after the war, Kellen is forbidden from carving magic into metal, a trade known as makecraft. But Kellen has a secret. In the wake of a tragic miscarve, she's been helping her adoptive father, Edgar, run his celebrated make shop. With Edgar's condition worsening, his shop is on the brink of ruin. To save them both, Kellen strikes a dangerous deal. She must compete against the nation's elite for a coveted spot as a maker's apprentice, but danger lurks at every turn. As Kellen grows closer to the illegitimate son of one of Nansou's most revered families, something sinister begins targeting the competitors. Amid a crumbling city and a ticking clock, winning won't just be a test of survival, it will mean uncovering the shrouded legacies of Nansou itself. YA and having a trial, what can I say? No, this sounds very interesting. I'm super curious about this book, and I can't wait to let you guys know what I think when I do read it. And then this was the first month for The Forbidden Wing, which is another locked library subscription. This one does ship to the US and Canada. The main locked library subscription doesn't, but the Forbidden Wing does. Forbidden Wing is, I think, specifically romantasy from like the upper YA into adult range. The first pick, which surprised me, is a young adult pick. I didn't think they would go young adult for the first one, but they did. But I'm curious to see what the next ones will be. So this is The Last Raven by Helen Glynn Jones. It's the edges. Cover, I believe this is a cover redesign. I took a peek at the hardcover of this. It's beautiful. Look at that. Nothing on the rear. Standard lock library edges. However, they usually only do royals. This is the first time I've seen a demi. I don't know if, I can't remember off the top of my head if the Forbidden Wing is going to be a mix of demis and royals, or if they're all going to be demis. You'd have to look that up yourself, but this one is demi. But that's so cool, isn't it? And then the end papers match the edges on both sides. Letter from the author. There's a Spotify playlist. Interesting. I'll be forced to take the crown simply because of who my parents are. Never mind that my skin, my eyes, the way I move, everything will give away what I am. Human. In a world ruled by vampires. As the sole heir to the House of Raven, there is nothing Amelia can't have. The only problem is, she doesn't want it. But when the mysterious Kyle enters her closed-off existence, she sees a way out. As rebellion and dark forces swell around her, Amelia has a choice to make. Leave everyone she loves behind, or stay and accept her destiny. Ooh. The designs for November are a bit more simple than I've had previously with the locked library, like especially in terms of end papers. The fact that the end papers are the same on either side of the book for both the books this month is interesting. So a bit, yeah, definitely a bit more simple this month, but I think still nice. And I am looking forward to reading both of these. I think they both sound like good stories and solid reads, so I'm excited to get to them. I'm going to have to pack all of them up because I'm moving like in 2 or 3 weeks. So it like pains me to wrap up books and put them in boxes, but I have to do it. Looking at my beautiful bookshelf just makes me so happy, but all good things must be packed. So I'm probably gonna go and do that right now. Thanks for watching. I don't know how my TBR video became more of a haul video, but whatever. I hope you enjoyed either way, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below letting me know what you are reading this month, and I hope to see you again in future videos. Bye!